Hello fellow profit trailer pundits, and welcome to my next video. Today I'm going to be covering, hopefully, a profit trailer feeder install and hopefully explain some of the settings. No doubt I'll miss some stuff along the way or mis-explain some stuff along the way, but as always there's a wiki for both profit trailer and profit trailer feeder that are absolutely jam-packed full of information. And there's always the discords getting around. There's one for profit trailer feeder, plus there's the Goblins Discord, which is where I hang out mostly in, but I'm in both. You can always catch me there. What is Profit Trailer Feeder? So Profit Trailer Feeder is an add-on to Profit Trailer. It's made by a different dev team, so a different company altogether. It does cost 0.02 Bitcoin. And what it does is it assesses the market conditions every couple of minutes. Those minutes are set by you in the settings, which I'll show you shortly. And so it assesses the market conditions every so and so minutes, and then adjusts your pairs and DCA file to suit the market conditions. And those market conditions are fully customizable by you, and we'll get to some of them shortly. Now firstly, if you're looking to get Profit Trailer or the feeder, I've got some affiliate links down in the description. Just click the, I think it's the more little button down there to show the full description, and there'll be some links there and some various other links and links to the Discord, etc, etc. I appreciate if you use the links. It just helps me grow this channel a bit more and encourages me to keep making this content. Alright, I'm not even going to go through my little monitoring pages. I've got both the bots off at the moment, just because I'm going to do this install, so I have nothing else running in the background. I'm not going to go through my monitoring pages because it's been a pretty crappy market the last few days and I haven't exactly done too well. Anyway, let's crack straight on. I'm going to go to my little remote desktop. I can't make it any bigger because I can't. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to set it up in Binance. So I've currently got feeder running on my Bittrex bot, which is currently on BC. I'll switch it from USDT just so I can get feeder a bit more of a crack at all the pairs and stuff and test it out a bit more. But I'm going to run it on this ETH bot right here. So I'm just going to pull this out over here for now. And we're going to go to Google. Not there. Or it is, we're preloaded. But we're going to go to, I think it's Metadone's GitHub, the PT feeder one, and it's got the wiki, and it goes through a whole bunch of information. This is a massive wiki, and I recommend you read it before you come asking everyone, especially the common errors there. Nice one. So where's installation? You can read all this stuff. Newcomer checklist, that's really good because that'll tell you if you're not very good at computers or struggle with a few things, maybe you should think about not getting this, and so on and so on. Installation. I'm only going to cover Windows / PC master race. You Linux hipsters and Apple drones, you can fend for yourself. I'm sure there's plenty of people on Discord, various Discords that can help you out. Anyway, let's go straight to installation. I'm not going to run through this whole website, that's for you to do. I'm just going to go to the relevant parts that I do so I can install and not make this a 2-hour long video. So I'm just going to go straight to the releases section. Oh, I will say you have to have this .NET installed. Don't argue it, just install it, click the various link, install .NET, you need it. So straight to the release sections, which is what the page was on before. And we're going to download the latest version, 1.3.4.230 as of right now. Click that and wait for it to download. I'll be back when that's finished. Alright, that's finished, so we're going to open that. And I'm just using 7-zip here at the moment, but you can use your unzipper of choice. So you get this whole bolus bunch of stuff here. So you want to create a new folder on your desktop or wherever you're running your feeder from, wherever you want. I'm just going to rename that to PTF Binance Beyonce. Okay, and we want to select all and just drag it over there, and that'll unzip it to that. and wait for the Microsoft Minute. Alright, close that, open up your folder. Let's get cracking. Alright. A whole bunch of files here. Ignore most of them. The only one you care about is this. I don't know what's PR, probably should be PT feeder, but that doesn't matter, it's just a name. Send this to your desktop. What am I looking for? Send. So that's your shortcut to actually start it. So there it is, I'm going to pull it down beside that. I'll put my Binance link down there beside it as well. So we're all in one spot. Alright, so all these folders, don't even worry about them except for the config one. This is where all your configuration takes place. And you'll see we've got default the 5 market conditions. There's much more market conditions. You'll see them as we get through. So the first file you want to open up is your host settings. So this is where all your license and stuff goes, and a few other things. So let's just go down through them, and you'll see most of these files have got a nice little description for them. So add your trading folder. So let's do that first. By default it comes with the Poloniex one done. We'll just delete that. Our Binance pairs location. So we're using Binance. So what we do is we open this folder, the Binance one, or your folder. Just click here and it'll show you the path. Control C to copy it, and Control V to paste it in there. And now for Windows, you need a double slash in here. Don't ask me why, I don't know. You just do. And you need to put in here, I actually went to the wrong folder, but you meant to go to the trading folder. And get my last slash here. I'm doing this by the seat of my pants, so forgive me for stuffing things up here and there. And no trailing slash at the end of your trading. So that's it. Hopefully that'll work. We'll see in a minute if I've stuffed it up. Yeah. Right, so host name. Again, that's just the name of the, I think the name of the command folder, whatever, when it pops up. And I think they plan to implement some sort of monitoring sort of page similar to Profit Trailer later, but right now it doesn't work. You can leave this port as is. I'm just going to change it to something closer to what I've been using for the other ones. But make sure it's not the same as your current Profit Trailer port. Obviously you can't have two things running on the same port. Regardless, that doesn't work at the moment. Alright, market condition check-in minutes. This is how often it pings the exchange to check the conditions and to rewrite your settings. So Binance having a few API problems lately. So I'm just going to leave that set to 5. I've got it set to 5 on my Bittrex as well. I think 5 minutes is more than enough to reassess the market conditions. Calculate trailing values. Yes. So let's just expand this so it brings it down. Trading values. Might be a typo. I'm not actually sure what this line does, but I'm just going to leave it to true by default. You know, defaults work. I could probably go find that out. Actually, let's do it. I'll tell you to read the wiki, so why don't I do it myself? There's a little section right here for host settings.json. So we'll go there. Alright, locations, blah 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 blah. Calculate trailing values. Based on historic candles, set to false. If set to true, the candles are used and max trailing buy value will define the cap that the value can get to. The same is true for trailing profit. Alright, so basically it calculates trailing values for you. If you set it to false, the setting which we'll see in that app settings soon, your max trailing buy, it'll be used as a base, and the values will adjust from there. I think, I could be wrong, like I said. Next line, use max cost percentage. So those of you who are familiar with PT, and I'm just going to say this now, if you're not familiar with PT, I'd advise you not to go with Profit Trailer Feeder yet. Get your head around PT, understand all the settings and how it works before you get this. Because if you just try and plug them both in at the same time for a first time, you are just going to be in a world of hurt. Anyway, so max cost percentage. In Profit Trailer you've got your two settings, which are, let me bring one up, pairs. So in your pairs file, you've got the two options. You can use all max costs to set a straight cost for ETH. You'd use say 0.025, so you'd use 0.25 ETH per trade, or you can use a percentage, and you set this percentage of your TCV. I'll just drag this down a bit. My TCV's gone because it's loading, but here it is anyway. So you would use a percentage of this value. So 2.1%. I'll go to my ETH bot so it makes sense. So 2.1% of 1.02 ETH is about 0.025 ETH per trade. Hot tip, work out what that equals, so it equals minimum trade plus a little bit, so you don't end up with dust. Anyway, that's what that setting is. I'm getting sidetracked a bit. So if you set it to true, it'll use percentage. If you set it to false, it'll use an exact value, and we'll get to that value in a minute. Use min by balance percentage. This is the same again for the min by balance. You can either use percentage or you can use a exact value. So setting it true uses percentage. I always use percentages, so I do it. Telegram bot. I don't use Telegram for this, so I just delete these, and you can delete them. And test mode false. All right, and the log this is a log. You can set that to debug to get I think it's a more detailed log. I'm not sure. I don't use it. So I'm going to save that. But before I do that, I'm going to put my key in. I think I missed that. So your license key. This is the key you get from the profit trailer. Should be in an email. Will be in an email. So it's just like a normal CD key sort of thing. Just plug it in there. That's it. No spaces, obviously. Watch out. I'm going to do that off camera. I will be back in a second when that is done. Alright, back. Now, I just left off talking about that license key. Something you have to do is actually activate your API key against your license key. So there's, similar to Profit Trailer, there's a PT feeder. You see I'm circling it down here, PT feeder licenses bot. And you can see I've done it a few times just mucking around, and don't worry, these aren't keys, I've changed them all. Alright, so what you want to do is go to this bot and obviously click start, the normal thing, and you click manage. Using this little thing, you go manage. I'm not going to do it, otherwise I'll show you my keys. And it asks you for your license key. You put in your license key. This is the one in the email from Profit Trailer Feeder Team. Okay, and it looks just like that, except with numbers and letters. Then it comes up, list API keys, add API keys, blah blah blah. So you want to add API key, and you get your, it says here, default API key from your application.properties file. So that's the very first API key that'll be in your file. Not the secret key, not the trading keys, your default API key. Plug it in and it'll say it's successfully added. Hot tip, go through manage again and put your key in again and press list keys and make sure your key shows up. Because I myself had to add it a few times before it actually registered. Caused a few frustrations thinking it wasn't working, but it was. So just do that. Alright, let's get rid of Telegram. So once that's done, it's almost ready to go straight away. The key, I mean, not the program. Next thing I want to do is go to the app settings.json, and this is where all the detail is. See, it's massive. It's huge. Let's go through some. Go get yourself a drink. Alright, you mark it. So this is going to be setting up my ETH bot. So I'm going to change this to ETH, straight up. Alright, as you see, most of these settings, and it's all written down here, they all relate to one of the settings in the DCA file or the pairs file. So like I said before, if you don't understand Profit Trailer, you really need to, so you can understand what these values are doing. My all buy strategy, I'm going to change it to EMA spread, because that's my flavor of the week. My buy value, and I'll show you some things about this buy value later, whether it's positive or negative, can have an effect. So my buy value, I want it to be a negative, let's just go 0.5 for now, just to get us started. Our buy value limit is used for the spread and cross. So buy value limit is, say I want it to buy between -1 and -0.5, I'll change this to -1. So that if it went over -1 or below -1 further down, Profit Trailer won't buy it. So I don't use that. I'm happy just to leave it at 0, which basically means false. Alright, your cost. We were talking about this before in the host settings JSON, where it uses percentage or the cost. So I always use percentage because essentially it compounds as you make more money or more gains. Your percentage value remains the same, but the actual value of ETH/Bitcoin goes up. So I'm going to change that to 2.5. So I'm using around 0.025 ETH per trade. I think 0.02 is the minimum on Binance, but don't quote me on that. And you want to be above that minimum by a bit. Alright, DCA enabled. So same, this is just straight pair setting. I'm just going to set it to 5 for now. DCA max buy spread. So I'm just happy with 1. Again, I'm doing this on the fly. I will go back and adjust this properly later to more match my current strategy. Max buy times, I'm only going to set it 3. I don't really have the capital to keep DCAing too many times, so 3 for me. And the max cost, I don't care about max cost because I've set max buy times. Easy. So you can use both, but there really is no point. It can only buy 3 times, so it's not going to meet your max cost. It will, but you know what I mean. Let's get over that one. Alright, your DCA min buy balance. I'm going to set this to 0 because I'm happy for my DCA to eat up all my balance. That's what it's there for. DCA sell trigger. Alright. Sell triggers only work for Bollinger Band strats. I'm not using it, so I'm just going to leave it blank. You can delete that. Don't have to, you'll just ignore it. My DCA sell strategy is gain. My favourite. My sell value, I'm going to set to say, you want it a bit lower, I want it a bit lower now, I'm going to say 0.89, 0.88 will do. My trailing buy and my trailing profit, I'm going to bump them up a bit to say 2.3 and 2.7, or 3.7, that'll do. No, I'll do it 2.7. Alright, excluded pairs. So this is pairs you don't want PTF to create settings for. So if you hold these are coins you say you want to hold and you don't want PT to profit trailer to sell on you. So it'll generate no config and it'll sit in watch mode. So it won't trade, it won't buy new ones, won't sell new ones. So that's exactly what we want for that. Sell only mode only pairs. That's good. These are default coins that have been listed. Apparently they're being delisted or going to be delisted off Bittrex soon. So if you see any coins coming up on your exchange that are about to be delisted, chuck them in here. Or if you've got coins that you just don't want to buy, like Ben Gaming Doge and stuff, just chuck it in there. I'm just going to leave that for now. Alright, if you've got coins like my favourite XRP that you're happy for the bot to buy, but you don't want it to DCA, chuck it in there. Enable only pairs. So if you're running a whitelist, so you only want to trade in a certain amount of pairs, bang, chuck them in here. Max buy spread, so this is back to your pairs. So all this stuff up here was for your DCA file essentially. Now we're talking about our pairs file. So max buy spread, I'm going to set it to about 1.2. And your max trailing buy, I'm going to decrease it a bit to 2.6. And oh, sorry, this is the max trailing buy. So this is the max. We'll get into the offsets later, but this is the maximum go. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to go 0.8. And same again. You'll understand that in a minute, hopefully. Min buy balance. So again, it's the same for your pairs. I want to reserve my pairs to reserve some balance so that it can be used for DCA. So I'm going to set it to 60 at the moment, and I change this figure regularly as my bot buys and sells stuff. Min buy price. So this is for ETH, because I'm using ETH obviously. I need to set that. I'm just going to find out what I've currently got it set to, so I'll make it a bit easier. Not that one. Where are my pairs? So my min buy price is currently 0. Yeah, I thought so. So I'm just going to leave it at 0. And I'm going to set my min buy volume to 5,000. Because remember, that's ETH. On BTC, I've got it set to about 250 or something. It all depends on the market you're working this for. Min profit. This only works for Bollinger Bands, so I ignore that. So your minimum trailing buy and your trailing profit. So when the offsets get applied, as I'll explain down here in the future, not in the future, soon. That's as low as the offset will let it go. Alright, now minutes for longer term trends. So this is the 720 minutes for long term trend and 60 minutes for short term trend. I'm just going to change it to 120, give us a bit more. Actually, I'm going to change it to 90. Why not? I'll sort of explain this in a minute. Maximum number of pairs, I'm going to set that back down to 10, I think. Yeah. My sell strategy gain and my sell value, I'm just going to bump that up to 1.23. I'm just plucking these figures. Now your top currencies to check. This is from CoinMarketCap. So every 5 minutes, it's going to check for me. I'm going to set it to 32 because why not? Actually, I'm going to make it 37. It's going to check the top 37 currencies on CoinMarketCap, and then it's going to set your markets conditions. Okay. All right. That is the basics of those settings. As you can see, they've all got a description there, and all except the last couple, a couple down here, relate to settings that are currently in your pairs files or DCA file for Profit Trailer. Okay, let's get on to market conditions. So these are these here. Let me just expand this a bit more, if you will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you remember those 4, 5 folders we had before? So these are those 5 folders, and I'll explain what these 5 folders are for later. So these are your 5 default markets. You can rename them if you want. I think you can rename them, and it'll create new, and you have to create new folders to match. But anyway, let's go. So let's work from the middle. Your first market setting is boring. So that's, you know, a sort of a sideways market, I guess. Then you got your bear market and your bull market. So slight decline of the market and a slight incline of the market. Then your super bear and your super bull, which is, you know, it's dumping or it's pumping, basically. So what this does is when every 5 minutes it assesses the market and comes back with a value for your max top coin average change. So your top 30, what have I set to 37? So it assesses 37. If all of them average out to a loss of -3 or below -3 it will be put into this condition, super bear condition. Likewise, this is a and or. So if your base pair, so for me ETH, goes below 2%, it'll also put it into the super bear market. I, for one, I don't want it to run off my base pair, I want it to run off the whole market. So I'm deleting all these base coin prices. Again, you don't have to, this is what I do. Okay, so let's say our top 37 currencies have been checked and it's below -3% decline. So the bot is going to, the profit trailer feeder is going to go change your settings in your pairs and apply sell only mode to everything. It's going to disable DCA, and it's going to set your trailing, so it's still going to sell, but it's going to set your trailing profit, it's going to offset it by -20%. So it's going to decrease your trailing profit, which we set up somewhere. So, oh yeah, it automatically works that out itself. Anyway, so it offsets the trailing profit by -20%, and then it goes to get your sell value offset, which is your sell value, 1.23. It'll offset it by 20% as well, -20%. So it'll decrease the sell value, and this enables you to sell them, essentially sell them quicker or easier. Same goes for a bear market. Your max top coin average is between -3 for this instance. You can change all these figures, don't forget. If it is between -3 and negative 1.5, so there's a 1.5 difference there, it will be in the bear market. And then you get a buy value offset. So my buy value is negative 0.5, so this offset it by minus 30%, so it'll take it down to about, I'm not sure, negative 0.6, something like that. So it'll increase the buy value, so it won't buy, it'll make it sort of harder for the bot to buy, because you don't want to be buying too much in the bear market. You still want to sort of buy, but you don't want it to buy too much, if you get my meaning. Alright, your min buy balance offset, so it'll increase your min buy balance by 20%. Max pairs, it'll decrease to max pairs, so I've got max pairs 10, it'll decrease by 20%, so it'll take me down to 8 max pairs. And so on and so on. You can go through all these, they're all just offsets. So when it goes above negative 1.5 and up to 3% for your top coin average change, you'll sit in your boring and it'll have no offsets. So what it's doing is rewriting all your pairs using these default values. So you'll have max pairs of 10, your sell value will be 1.23, your max cost will be 2.5%. I hope you understand that. Very boring, isn't it? Okay, so the opposite, your bull market, it'll start increasing some things and decreasing your trailing buys and buy value offsets. These are all default. You can change them as you wish. I'm not going to go through and change this anymore because it's going to just create the video way too long. And then Super Bull, same again, you're increasing even more. So between 5% and 1,000%, hopefully it never gets to 1,000%, unless you're holding. And then it'll increase by even more. Now, all these values you'll see in on the wiki, let's bring that up. Scroll back up to here. I think it's in pairs, might be market conditions. Or is it offset groups? No, it's... I'll get there soon. Yeah, so let's see. So these pairs offset and DCA offsets. So all these settings in here, there's a whole heap of them. You can put them in here anyway, anywhere, as long as the JSON formatting is correct. And if you want to check that, you can just Google a JSON checker or something, file checker, and you paste your JSON in there, and it'll tell you if you've got errors, like you may be missing a comma here or something. Yeah, so you can plug any one of those settings in any one of these sections. You can make your own sections. You can completely customize how you want it, and so on and so forth. Alright, now, so these are your 5 main conditions which settle the offsets. Then you've got more. So what Feeder does is, say for an individual pair, it will, let's just use XRP for example because it's everyone's favorite. It'll assess XRP and apply, say we're in the bear market, it'll apply these offsets to it, to all its settings. And then, say for example, I know it's not, but say XRP is below 0.001 price, it will then apply these assets on top of that, so as well. I hope you understand what I mean. So first off, you would get a buy value offset of minus 30%, and then you would get a buy value offset of minus 10%, so a total of minus 40% off your buy value. So we're nearly at 50%, so we're back down to minus 0.7 or so. And then let's say it pops into the volume group, it's got a low volume of below 200 as well. It added another offset, so another minus 20 on top of that. And it's all added up and then taken off. It's not taken off and then taken off and taken off. That probably didn't make any sense at all. But I hope you see what I mean. They stack. So they keep, if it fits into any one of these categories, it'll stack on top of each other. It won't just pick one and stay in it, it'll stack. So yeah, price, I hope it's self-explanatory, similar to the, you set your, where is it? Min buy price. I've got it set to 0, but you understand that some coins have got all coins have got their price. So if it falls below this setting, then these offsets get applied. And you can add more in here. You can add 140.010, whatever, you can add more. Alright, volume, same again for volume, market volume. Obviously these are going to be high for me with ETH, I'm not going to set them. So if it's below 200, these offsets get applied. Below 300, these ones. Oh, between 200 and 300, these ones gets applied. Below 500, these ones gets applied. Easy. Alright, price trend change. So this is this goes off the, don't mind me scrolling back and forth all the time, minutes to measure trend. So this measures your base coin over 90 minutes. And then if, so it should be called shorter price trend just to make it a bit easier to understand. If over that 90 minute period your coin has dropped below -5%, then these values get applied. So it gets chucked in sell only mode, DCA enable DCA gets disabled, and all these offsets get applied to your profit and your sell value. Then same as all the others, between -5 and -0.3, these offsets get applied, -100%. Cool. And so on and so on. Then this one, this set, longer term price change, goes off the long one. So 720 minutes. So it measures your base coin, for me ETH, over 720 minutes, which I don't know, what's that, 12 hours. And same again, so if it's below 5% over that 12 hours, it'll just apply these offsets and all these values. And so on and so on. I'm not going to explain the candle size or the volatility settings, you can wiki them. I don't really use them, but they're there. And they're a bit confusing, either way. Alright, we've got some base settings applied. I'm going to run this bot and show you what the pairs printout looks like. Alright, one thing is you do not need the bot to be running. You do not need Profit Trailer to be running for this to work. I'm just going to copy these files. Just because I've got my old settings in there, so when I go through and do it properly, I can enable them properly. So yeah, the Profit Trailer does not need to be running for this bot to Profit Trailer feeder to work. So I'm going to leave my bot off for now because I haven't gone through and probably changed the settings, and I'm going to run Profit Trailer feeder. Hopefully it works and I haven't made a fool of myself. Let's go. So it goes through a few checks, checks your license, checks your trading folder, and it'll tell you if your trading folders can't be found or whatever. Basically need to check it. So this first bit takes a little while, loading initial prices. So it goes through and queries all the pairs against your base pair. So for ETH, I don't know how many base pairs there are, but say for Binance and Bittrex there's close to 200, whereas if you ran it on USDT there's only the 15, so it'd be pretty quick. Anyway, I'll let this run for a while and I'll come back when it's finished. Alright, as you can see, it's queried all the 99 pairs of against ETH on Binance, and it tells you what it's doing. It's complete. It will generate pairs file on the next run, which will be in 5 minutes. So yeah, we'll just let that wait. Now you just got to be patient on the first startup. Give it 10 minutes or so. Don't go getting frustrated and nothing's happening. It'll work. Give it time. Unless you've got errors, of course, and read the errors and go and check the wiki for the errors. Now here we go. So the second time it queries them, it's obviously a lot quicker, or the next time around. And here it's writing new pairs file, new DCA properties file, and it'll write a new indicators file. Cool as. So that's the bot working. It's doing its job, and that'll just keep every 5 minutes. It'll keep doing that same thing, and it'll tell you what market you're in, that sort of stuff. Seeing it's telling us we're in boring at the moment. So let me show you what the pairs file looks like now. I'd show you in the normal monitoring page, but the bot's not running. So this is what it looks like after Profit Trailer has been run. Ignore this section, I haven't explained it yet, and I will do in just a minute. So first up, it tells you what market condition we're in. It'll be one of those 5 that we set up at the start, or we didn't set up, they were default. Obviously you can change them, and it'll be here. You can put in your own name in here if you want. Here's a nice little warning, it's just been added in the recent release. Do not modify anything below this line. You are wasting your time. Profit trailer feeder will just go and rewrite it next 5 minutes. Alright, easy. So, straightforward market is ETH, and this one may shock you. All trading enabled equals false. So what profit trailer feeder does is sets all trading enabled to false, and then goes through and individually enables the pairs depending on the market conditions, depending on all those price conditions, volume conditions, long-term price change, short-term price change. You get what I'm saying? So this will always be set to false. Always set to false. Don't try and change it like everyone does. Just leave it. Okay, your buy strategy, and this is your basic pair stuff. This is from that this gets that from this stuff. So this is all default stuff. This is all your base stuff essentially. Alright. Now you'll see every single pair has its own config as well. And it's another recent addition. It's all in alphabetical order now, which is nice. So let's go through a couple of pairs. I'm not going to go through them all. So it tells you a bit of info here. Your last price, its volume, and its price change in the 90 and 720 minutes, and the volatility. And then it sets a few settings. So it's saying rightio, 88 ETH is good to trade, so let's enable the true. For whatever reason, it's put an offset on the cost percentage, because remember our cost percentage is 2.5. It's here somewhere here. So it's decreased it a bit because it might have been I don't know, maybe a bit more risky of a buy. So it's decreased a bit, decreased our min buy balance. Oh no, it's kept us there that we had at 60. And all these values have probably all been decreased or increased. Say this, the buy value might have been increased, and yeah, it has. See our buy value was -5. Now it's -5.575. So that's what I'm trying to say as it goes through and applies all the maths offsets that we were talking about before to the individual coins. Alright, let's go through it for another one. Just find one that's been chucked into sell only mode. Alright. What is this? AppCoin has been chucked into sell only mode because it gives you a reason. Sell only mode reasons is a longer. I thought it used to explain a bit better than that. But anyway, the long-term price, as you can see up here, the price change over the long term and the short term are both below our, I think we had it set to -5. We can go check that. So -5 here was sell only mode true, and where's our short term? -5 is set only mode, sell only mode to true. So that's why it's in sell only mode. I'm pretty sure it used to be more detailed than that, but anyway, you can work it out. Let's go. Here's a better one. So this ARC has been set into sell only mode because the pair volume of 742 is less than our min buy volume of 5,000. So yeah, that's a bit better. And you go through every single pair. Some will be the same, some will be different. It's just cool. Alright, I think you understand that. In another 5 minutes this will be rewritten. Everything will be assessed again against all these different conditions. So it'll be assessed against every single different one, and then all those offsets will be applied accordingly. Alright, let's chuck in our DCA. So I'll just have a look at indicators, and you can see there's nothing been, I'm telling you, just trust me, there's nothing been written here by profit trailer feeder. We'll get to that in a second, how that works. And your DCA, again, anything below this line do not modify, and this has all come out of it with the offsets applied, etc, etc. Okay, you're probably wondering how this stuff above it works. And I'm going to answer that right now. So, where's our little other folder? No, we don't have it. Excuse me. Back to our config folder. Alright, I was talking about these 5 folders before. So these are settings that you can apply, which gets written to the pairs file as well. So every single time it writes a file, it grabs the stuff out of here and also the stuff out of your app settings. So if you see in the pairs, here's just a couple of things that it grabbed. You cannot put stuff in here that is already in the app settings. So you can't go put a sell only mode in here, or you can't go put a buy value in here. Otherwise it'll get written twice to your pairs file and it won't work. Your profit trailer won't work. So stuff you can put in here is like the pending order. This is here by default. I think you can put stop losses in here. Anything that isn't in the app settings here, or this sort of stuff. Alright, now if we go to our DCA file, indicators, this is where you set your indicators. So you usually used to just write it straight to indicators file, just write it into here now for your different markets. So you might have a different EMA period or your EMA lines for your different markets. That's totally up to you. I personally have them all the same, and all these files and all these folders are all the same. So let's go, we'll close that one and we'll go DCA, and this is where you put your DCA strat. So profit trailer at the moment, and I don't know if it will in the future, it doesn't write the strat for your DCA. So you need to come and put it in here, whether it's EMA gain or low Bollinger Band, high Bollinger Band, whatever. Chuck it in here, chuck your buy triggers in here, your stop loss, your pending order, and if you want to ignore sell only mode. Again, this stuff will be written first, as can be seen on here. It gets written here first, and then all the stuff from profit trailer feeder, the app settings, gets written here. Again, don't go putting stuff in here that is going to be put down here. So you can't have them in the both sections, otherwise it won't work. I hope I've explained that enough. Alright, hopefully as you can see as I've gone through this, and I've probably missed out a whole heap and I've probably created more questions than I've answered. But as you can see, you really need to know profit trailer and all the settings involved before using profit trailer feeder. Don't go thinking this is the answer to all your concerns and it's going to just make you fat stacks of cash. Understand profit trailer first, get your head around all the settings, and then maybe think about profit trailer feeder. Again, it's an additional cost and it's totally up to you. It works. Profit trailer works fine without it. This just adds an extra level of customization, a massive level of customization. Now there's plenty of settings out there that you can go and copy off, you know, the crypto crows, the crypto gnomes, and other people that are giving them away in the discords and stuff. Never buy settings. They're not plug and play. Don't just go plug crypto crows settings into your profit trailer feeder and expect it to just work. Just like profit trailer settings, you've got to mold them to your balance, to your strategy, to your everything. Don't expect them to work. Alright, as per usual, to close this down, something I should say is, unlike profit trailer, whenever you modify a setting in here, and if you're like me, you're doing it every bloody 5 minutes, every time you modify a setting here, you have to restart profit trailer feeder. So profit trailer, you can modify your pairs and DCA and etc, and it'll just pick it up on the fly. This will not. You have to, so Control C to shut it down. Don't hit red exit. Control C and press yes, and modify settings, or you can modify settings while it's running, as long as you restart the bot once you've modified your settings. Obviously saving them, don't forget that. Alright, hopefully I've helped you out and shown what profit trailer feeder does, what it is and how it works and how to set it up, the basic setup. As you can see, my stepping through the actual getting to set up was quite easy. Modifying the settings, that's a whole nother bag. Again, the two discords, the profit trailer feeder discord, and then there's the Godwin's discord. Probably Godwin's discord is not the best profit trailer feeder because we're more of a profit trailer support, and but the profit trailer feeder discord has got loads more people ready to help because it is profit trailer feeder essentially. Alright, I'll say it again, if you're going to get profit trailer feeder or profit trailer, please click the links down below to use my affiliate code. It just helps me out, encourages me. If you like this video, give it a like. If you disliked it, go for your life. Chuck a comment down in the comment section. Probably best not to ask questions on how to stuff. Just come to the Discord and ask the questions. It's pretty hard to manage the comment section on YouTube. It's not exactly built for support. But yeah, any suggestions you want on videos you want in the future, chuck them in there. That's why I'm doing this video, because a few people have asked it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get notifications when I post new videos and this sort of stuff. And thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you later. Bye.